Hey folks, Brian here. It's Saturday, January 3, 2026. So geomagnetic earth watch is not just about geomagnetic earth watch and scripture and prophecy and all that. One moment. It's also about being self-sufficient. I do a lot of garden videos. I grow my own food as much as I can, self-sufficient all year round. And I also do a lot of videos and showing you what I do. Starting today. Today is it's not necessarily day one. I started about a couple of weeks ago, but really my first video. I just finished preparing a lot of the soil, and I'll take you on what I've been doing today. So yeah, it's not just about earthquakes and volcanoes and stuff like that. It's about being self-sufficient, including growing your own food and how to protect your food from the ultraviolet levels of radiation coming in, including the sea level radiations, which harms the plant, the soil, sucks the moisture out, damages the DNA of the plants, not just in humans, but in vegetables as well. And so I hope you can learn a lot. So let's get to it. The thing with marigold plants is each plant can shed hundreds, if not 1,000 seeds all over the place. They'll shed. And you gotta try and get rid of most of them because they will start sprouting. So I got all the old dead plants pulled. Now it's going to time to amend the soil. So, holy shit, man. So I call this the tunnel. And one good thing about the tunnel here is because it's a small enclosed space. It doesn't take much passive solar energy, heat from the sun, even in the wintertime, to prevent the soil from freezing. Absolutely no frozen soil. Never freezes. It's not even cold. It may be slightly cool, but that's fine. I can still put all my vegetable starts in here. I'm just going to put in a bit of horse and cow manure. Add in a bit of peat. I get a kick out of watching these YouTube videos. People wear latex gloves or gardening gloves. Just get it in there, man. Get it in there. Work it in. Be at one with the soil. Latex gloves. Gardening gloves. Wusses. Just work it in. Top 3-4 inches of soil. Pull out any large root balls, if there's any large ones. Doesn't really matter, right? So I'm doing this video in short segments, so I can't remember if I already said. So this is section 1 of my tunnel. So last year, my last thing I had in here was potatoes. So you don't want to put potatoes back in the same place in case there's any blight or any other diseases in the soil. You want to change it up. So after a root vegetable, beets, carrots, potatoes, you want to put a surface vegetable in. Spinach is a good one because spinach will put nutrients back into the soil. And it's a shallow root vegetable, spinach, so it doesn't really need anything all that deep. And like I said, it's beginning of January. Nighttime temperatures are still below freezing. Celsius. And not all that cold, -1 to -4 around there. Just mix it in, prep it up. I already got my spinach seeds inside. And so when they sprout out, when they're about 1 inch tall, I'll bring them out here. It doesn't matter what the outside temperatures are, they'll do fine. A little potato left. I don't think I've ever seen a YouTube video, garden video, with anybody doing it with their bare hands. And once everything's mixed in, this is my micro seed tray tapper. So I like to have the bed look a little bit neat, flat. So my tunnel is actually 63 feet long. I just divide it into eighths. So I have 1/8 prepped, ready to go. On to the next one. So there, 16 feet prepped, ready to go. Took about maybe 15 to 17 minutes. Now this one I had strawberries and cucumbers, so I'm going to have potatoes in this one this year. Let's get this one cleaned up. Your soil health is extremely important for nutrients, drainage, in the case of potatoes that I'm prepping this section for, you got to really loosen up the soil, make it sandy, loamy, add in some peat, some good compost. I do have my own compost. I got maybe 5 square meters of compost, but it's frozen right now, and I got to get going. So soil health, it's like the womb for your baby starter vegetables. And as they continue to grow, let's get in here, break it all up. No latex gloves. Now as I come along, the depth of the bed decreases. So I'm not quite deep enough for potatoes. So I'm just going to build it up. Give it a good load of peat. I've been using Pro Mix for years. Been quite happy with it. Okay, peat, some potting soil and compost. Let's dig in. And this time, I'm going to mix it in as deep as I possibly can get. This is much, much better now. So my original soil, some peat, potting soil, and some cow and horse poop compost. without the latex gloves. It's my conduits for my solar panel cables. Guess it's time to finish this job. Get it filled in. And it's done. So about 1 hour to do 4 sections, or half. I'm fairly happy. Hey, those of you who've been with me for a while, you know what this is. Those who don't. So the front of my property used to look like that. I changed it for that. These are my blue boxes. So what I have behind the siding is I have 3 inches of rigid foam board insulation, which keeps the soil from getting cold. And one winter it got down to minus 38 Celsius wind chill. Absolutely didn't even turn the soil cold. So I'm going to open this up for the first time since last fall. Well, I got work to do. I'm going to start prepping this one. Absolutely not cold. And obviously not frozen. So right now it's just storage. So again, I had potatoes in here last year. So this year I'm going to have chili peppers. So my chili peppers were here last year. So I'll put potatoes here in the and I'll prep this one up in a few days for potatoes. And again, I can plant right now if I wanted. One moment. My strawberry plants. Some will come back, and if they don't, that's all right. So yeah. Add some compost to these pots, freshen it up. Now, normally I would cover these up with hoop covers and poly, prevent the soil from freezing up, but I just didn't get around to it. I cut back my strawberry plants to the crown. I'm going to leave them in here, see how many come back. A lot of work to do. Of course, that's for my shelving for all my strawberry plants. I smell a dead animal. Okay, this is kind of boring. You'll see a lot more later. So again, any type of box you're making, just put some foam board insulation or any type of insulation. It's actually behind the siding. Twin wall polycarbonate panel. This is more for UV protection, so even in the summertime I'll keep these closed, or I'll just crack them open partially. These I take out in the springtime. They're for my airflow circulation. Take out the sides. It's pear to the pear tree. So you can see the foam. This is the cheapest one I can find. 3 inches. It's actually a private roadway, so each section of road in front of the houses are actually part of our property lots. Okay. This is my winter greenhouse slash man cave. This was a slope on the property. I just took out the landscaping plants, built this. It's for winter greens. I'm actually starting about 3 months late. I'm only just started. Bit of a mess. So I have a lower box at foot level, and then a higher box. I built the boxes first, then I built the structure on top. Put some bubble wrap insulation, even though there's twin wall polycarbonate panel. Helps to keep the cold out, and actually helps in the winter or summertime too, to keep the heat out. So I started these indoors. I just put them in here about 4 or 5 days ago. I got some potatoes curing here. You got to expose them to sunlight when you cut them, so they'll scab up. So let's do a quick tour. So I got Bloomsdale spinach in the back. Now keep in mind, there's a lot of vegetables that prefer the cool weather. They do not like the heat. Like radish. I got different types of kale, lacinato, starboard, red Russian, lots of bok choy, different types of choy, bok choy, pak choy, different types of chard, going, spring onion, yeah, so about a month this is going to be all just full green. Some different types of salads. Again, cool weather. They don't like heat. Pak choy, toy choy. You got to keep on planting these like every week or so. Oh shit. Choys are good for the immune system. My secondary leaves are already coming out. And I haven't done anything to the back yet. This is my work area for now. Whatever I got left over. One thing about greenhouses, you need lots of fans for airflow, but we'll talk more about that later. So let's talk about what you can get started in the wintertime. So I grow food about 11 months of the year. You get no break. By the way, on my YouTube channel under playlists, there's a section called Grow Your Own Food. I do a lot of videos on growing your own food and the status of my vegetable gardens throughout the year. So if you want to learn anything, yeah, so I start my seedlings in December. I just use my furnace room downstairs because it's naturally warm. No fancy heat pads or anything like that. So everything that I've shown you here, I've started everything in indoors. I did put some seeds in the dirt, radishes. I can have thousands of seeds starting indoors. That work I just showed you in the tunnel, I already got spinach seeds planted, and when they sprout out, when they're about 1 inch tall, I'll get them in the tunnel in the backyard. So let's go over some of the vegetables that you can grow that prefer cooler weather. They're mostly, well, they're not mostly. It's a combination of leafy and root vegetables. So the leafy vegetables are your spinaches. Bloomsdale Savoy is very good. I've been doing it for years. Swiss chard likes the cold, even likes the frost. Has the same nutrient value as spinaches. There's different types. They're colorful. All your different types of choy, pak choy, bok choy, lettuces, and a whole long list of other greens. I'm just going through what I'm growing. Kales. I hate kale, but my wife likes it, so I'll grow lots of kale. And your root vegetables, potatoes, red Pontiac is a good winter potato to grow. I use store-bought organic potatoes. Organic meaning they haven't been sprayed with a spud inhibitor. There's nothing wrong with store-bought organic potatoes as a seed potato. Works every single time for me. 99% of all the seed potatoes I put in, store-bought, grocery store, they all work. Nothing wrong with them. I'm going to be putting mine in the ground as soon as the eyes start coming out on these. So when these eyes start coming out, when they're about 1 inch long, even 1/2 inch is okay. I'll put them in the ground. 4 to 6 inches deep, probably 6 inches. You can hill them up as they come out if you're going to do this. So don't allow too many eyes to come out on each potato. I cut these ones in half because they're big, but if they're smaller potatoes, you can put the whole potato in. You don't want, because each one of these is going to be a stem. You don't want too many, okay, because there's going to be competition for the soil nutrients and so forth. So probably about 3 eyes, and just gouge out the rest, stop them from growing. Others are beets, carrots, radish, turnips, a lot of vegetables you can get going. And again, cover up as much as you can with twin wall polycarbonate panel, which protects it from the harsh levels of UV coming in, and of course keeps the area inside warm. As I said, my tunnel in the backyard, because it's a small structure, it does not take a whole lot of passive solar energy to keep the soil from freezing and keep it warm enough for starter plants. Whereas here in the greenhouse, you know, I got a high roof. I use propane to heat. So at night, buddy heater works perfectly well. I just hook it up to a 20-pound tank. Keep it on low because I don't want it getting too warm. And then if it gets cold in the daytime, just another propane heater. Again, I just keep it on low. You don't want it on high. You don't want it hot in here. There's a lot more to talk about growing your own food. Soil health is very important, as I've already discussed. And depending on which vegetable you're planting, you need your fertilizer food, potatoes, every 4 weeks. Fertilizer, I would suggest that you start stocking up now on everything that you're going to need for the next year. That's a hint, hint, potash. And then anything else? I've been using Proactive for years. I've been quite happy with it. This is for berries and vegetables. Every 4 weeks or so, you sprinkle it into the soil, work it in with your fingers. Same thing for bone meal, and so on. So soil health is extremely important. You go to my YouTube channel playlist, Grow Your Own Food. I do my own fertilizer food. It's a yeast and milk mixture. Initially made for cucumber plants, but I use any plant that flowers. Strawberry has a flower, tomato plant, pepper, zucchini. And basically I can't remember. 1 quart of milk, warm, not hot. 1 large tablespoon of dry activated yeast, stir it in good. Add in 2 tablespoons of white granulated sugar to help activate the yeast. Cover the pot for a couple hours for it to ferment. It'll turn all foamy. Then you mix that in a 5-gallon bucket of water, or 20 quarts of warm water. You dilute it. You pre-soak your soil first around your plant, and then you add in the milk and yeast fertilizer. It works fantastic. When I really get going, I need 5-gallon buckets of this stuff once a week. And so your soil health, keep it healthy. Your everything starts in the wintertime for me. Everybody else around here, they wait till the May long weekend, happy family vegetable garden thing. I've already done my first planting and first harvest. I'm on my second planting, or well into my second planting. So if you do it my way, insulate your boxes, cover everything up, hoop covers, polycarbonate panels, whatever. You're creating your own little climate inside. You can get 3 sowings or 3 growings. So most vegetables take on average of 3 months. Some take longer, like celery, 4.5 months. But on average of 3 months, I can do 3 growings. You have to if you want to maintain food in storage, whether it's canned or frozen. Like I have smoothies every day for my family. Heck, I have a quart of smoothies. Everything I put in my smoothie comes from my gardens. Beets, carrots, fruits, different vegetables. I grow enough to put in storage for my freezers for an entire year. And other things, just for cooking. So if you're one of these guys that, well, I got my bucket of beans and I got my bucket of rice, well, that's going to get pretty bland after a while. Grow some vegetables, freeze it, can it, add it with your rice, stir-fry rice, and what have you. But for me, it's not a matter of prepping, it's a lifestyle. Okay, it's a lifestyle. This is how I live. This is why things like my arthritis have improved. I can climb mountains now, almost. Anyway, it's kind of boring this time of the year. I'm just showing you how I get started, and I'm going to be doing more of these videos and just add them on to my playlist, Grow Your Own Food. I think that's it for now. This is where I start my seeds in my furnace room. I don't have a whole lot of space. Just wherever I can stick a tray. Even on the floor. Even started my wife's chili peppers. They need about 25, 27 degrees for them to germinate. This is a very, very small setup. I actually need a lot more room. That's my solar I'm working on. I run part of my house on solar. It's actually 2 separate units. My battery bank's down below. I'm waiting for some more lugs. I have to rewire these batteries. Anyway, I'll do a more detailed video later on my solar. I got them all over the place in my house. Okay, folks. That's it for my seeds, my seed video.